Hi, Heather. That's right. There continues to be fallout over the Biden border policy, with CBP releasing staggering new numbers this week. In fact, it says this is the highest number of migrant encounters in 15 years. A reported 172,000 migrants surged the border in the month of March. Now, that represents a 71% increase over the month of February. And it is even more concerning when you look at the unaccompanied minor children that are surging the border and the number of migrant children who are currently in custody of the U.S. federal government. That's 18,000 children. Now, Representative Brian Babin, who recently visited the border, said not only is the number staggering of children in custody, but it's also staggering at what it's costing the U.S. taxpayer. Take a listen.
The cost is staggering. The CBP facilities were costing something like $16 million a month, and now we find out that HHS is spending $60 million per week.
Now, the $60 million per week number comes from a recent Washington Post analysis. I don't know if you heard me. The $60 million number a week comes from a recent Washington Post analysis, and that actually breaks down to somewhere around $3,750 per child a week. Now, the administration continues to struggle with processing and placing these migrant children into sponsored homes. They've even reached out to the individual states to see if they could house migrant children. However, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds rejected that request from the federal government, saying, quote unquote, that this is the president's problem in a recent radio interview. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott is saying it's also the president's fault that there's so many sex abuse claims, allegations in a San Antonio, Texas facility. Now, the press secretary, Jen Psaki, was asked today, given the fallout over these unaccompanied minor children, those that have been found wandering in the desert, and now the sex abuse claims in Texas, at what point does the administration stop its policy of refusing to reject migrant children at the border? She danced around that subject today, not refusing to say that they would turn away migrant children, but instead talking about how they would protect them and also how they would provide in-person learning, continues to do so for these unaccompanied migrant children. Heather, Bob.